Hello, this is Bantan Manu. If you want to read more of my stories, you can find me on Instagram and Wattpad with the same username. This story is a work of pure imagination and it has nothing to do with the reality. None of the characters, pictures and sound mentioned in the story belongs to me in any way. Due to some issues, I will be reading out the upcoming story. If you don't want to listen to my voice, you can simply mute it. I hope you will enjoy and appreciate my work. Happy reading.
Yeah, fool. Go and bring me my notebook from my locker. Jungkook threw his locker keys at you, who glared at him angrily. Not like you could do anything, he won the bet, so yeah, according to the bet, you have to follow everything he says. This brat. I'll see him after 24 hours. You gritted your teeth as you stood up from your seat and walked away, completely ignoring your enemy, Jungkook and his friends laughing after seeing your face. Why, just calm down, it's for only 24 hours anyway, just bear with him a little. Your bestie, Minnie said as she followed you out of the class. Ash Minnie, you don't understand what kind of things he might made me do now. I think before completing your sentence, you sneezed and Minnie passed you a tissue for the north time today. Well, your face was red not just because of the anger you had for Jungkook, but also because you had a fever and cold from last night. Last night after Jungkook provoked you, you bet to him that you will make him lose in swimming. Even though both of you were pretty good swimmer, you lost from him because his dives were way more longer than yours, hence you lost last night. And the worst part was your fever. Now according to the bet, you had to be Jungkook's slave for the next 24 hours, but you had a terrible fever and cold too. You don't have any idea how you will manage with his tantrums. As soon as you came back with his notebook, he told you to get him his favorite banana milk from the canteen, making you twist your lips. You glared at him but still decided to follow his orders. You gave your bag to Minnie and ran in the canteen to get him his favorite banana milk. But the luck wasn't in your favor, the milk was already sold out. You sighed and decided to buy it from a convenience store. You checked several nearby convenience stores but none of them had banana milk. When you didn't came even after half an hour, Jungkook decided to personally check up on you. He went to canteen but find out it was already closed. Jungkook understood you must have gone outside the college to buy him his favorite banana milk. He cursed himself internally and decided to find you. Jungkook remembered Minnie's words that she told him about your fever. He felt even more guilty after finding out that you were sick and still doing his work. After roaming around a little in the nearby convenience stores, he didn't find you, so he dialed your number. You glanced at the caller ID and was about to answer but noticed Jungkook standing on the other side of the road you were about to cross. You waved your hand to attract his attention, and when he noticed you and the banana milk you bought for him from who knows where, he felt a sudden gush of guilt and warmth hit his heart with a pang. Stay there, I'll come to you, Jungkook yelled from the other side of the road, gesturing her to stop and wait for him. But his voice was barely audible from the far distance and you couldn't understand his gestures because of the continuous passing of vehicles. Your head that was already hurting a lot because of roaming here and there, and then the sounds of traffic and car horns, the pain in your head worsened and you held the side of your head with a painful expression on your face. Just wait there, I'll come to you, Jungkook shouted from the other side of the road, but you thought that he was calling you to come over to him. You couldn't hear him, so you followed your instincts and decided to walk towards him. Jungkook widened his eyes when you started crossing the road, still clutching the side of your head. Jungkook panicked and decided to run towards you as several cars were passing by and you were at the verge of being hit by those rash cars. Stop. When he desperately showed you his palm, you understood that he wanted you to stop right there and you did according to him. You stood there silently and Jungkook started running towards you. But you turned your head on your left only to find a truck approaching you with a very fast speed. Move. Jungkook yelled and he kept running towards you. The pain in your head became even more painful and you clutched your head with both of your hands, ready to be dead today. But Jungkook was fast enough to run across the road and embraced you in his arms. He pushed you on the other side of the road and both of you fell and rolled to the other side of the road. You buried your head in his chest and hugged him tightly as your life depended on him at the moment. Jungkook's heartbeats raised like never before as he lifted himself up from you and glanced down at your face. Are you okay? Jungkook panted, still trying to catch his breath as he stared at your closed eyes. You slowly fluttered your eyes open and glanced up at him. He was still laying above you and both of you were on the path. After realizing that both of you were safe and sound, you let out a sigh and looked back in his eyes, which were filled with extreme anger by now. You fool, get up first. Jungkook gritted his teeth in anger and stood up before harshly making you stand too. Are you deaf? Seeking shouted so loudly, but you didn't hear me and still kept walking towards the road. Just what kind of a dumbhead are you? What if something would have happened? What if I wasn't there? Do you even have any idea what might have happened with you just now? While saying the last sentence, he clutched both of your arms in his tight hold and pulled you close, glaring at you with his bloodshot eyes. You gulped looking up at him. He looked so scary at the moment that you flinched even when his hot breathing touched your skin. You blinked twice before slightly opening your mouth to speak. Banana milk. Fuck that banana milk and do hell with that shit. How dare you be so careless just now. Jungkook cut you off in between and gritted his teeth as he again pulled you and shook your body harshly in his arms. Jungkook, you mumbled as your vision became blurry and your head started paining like hell. Only then did Jungkook realize that your arms that he was holding were so hot as if he was holding a freshly boiled chicken. Before he could understand anything else, you lost all your consciousness and your head fell on his chest as you closed your eyes. YN, get up. Jungkook patted your face but you were already unconscious. He cursed under his breath before scooping you up in his arms and rushing to get a taxi. After 2 hours, nothing to worry about. Mild fever with a severe headache and cold too. After a complete rest of 2 days and healthy meals, she will be completely fine. The doctor smiled at Jungkook, who still had a worried expression on his face as he glanced at your unconscious body on the hospital bed. Doctor studied Jungkook's blank expression and chuckled, "Don't worry mister, your girlfriend will be fine soon, nothing serious." After saying that, the doctor left the two of you alone. Jungkook sighed as he sat beside your bed. You flutter your eyes and was going to open them but you stopped yourself because he suddenly started talking, still thinking you're still unconscious. "It's all my fault. If I hadn't challenged you for swim, you wouldn't have such a high fever. You say right about me, I'm really a jerk." Jungkook's sudden words touched you so you pretended to be unconscious, trying to know what you will say. I don't know if I can say it when you'll be in your senses but. Jungkook sighed and licked his lips. When he didn't speak again for a while, you were about to open your eyes but he again spoke up. "You fool. How can be such a blockheaded? Can't you see why I always irritate you? Can't you see why I skipped my classes and come to disturb you every day? Can't you if-seeking see that I don't like every time you get close to that guy friend of yours? Can't you see that a if-seeking liked you so much from so long?" Jungkook gritted his teeth in slight anger as you kept pretending to be unconscious. "You fool. I know you are already awake. Now drop your drama and open your eyes before I strangle you to death." Jungkook glared at you and you bit your lower lip before opening your eyes. You cleared your throat awkwardly and smiled at him nervously, making him feel more irritated. You started your acting as Jungkook was about to scold you again for being a fool in love. "Drama queen, I'll go and get your meds, don't move from here." Jungkook stood up and rolled his eyes. He was about to walk out when you suddenly grabbed his wrist and pulled him back, making him land over you. Both of his hands fell on each sides of you on the bed and he looked at you with a stunned face. "You call me a fool, then how can you fall in love with a fool?" You pursed your lips in a sheepish smile, making him stare at you with a scowl. "Stop playing your little." Jungkook reached out to punch your left ear and you giggled looking at him. Seeing you back in your usual cheerful and bubbly personality, he smiled warmly and leaned over to kiss your cheek, making you stunned. Seeing your stunned face, Jungkook chuckled and said, "Why are you so shocked? There's many more to come in future, girlfriend." Jungkook flicked your forehead and walked out with a victorious smile on his lips. You sat there for a moment, too stunned to speak, and then gradually realized what he meant, but he was already gone. You. Come back. Who's your girlfriend? Come back, you brat. Written by Ed Bankton Manu, copyright all rights reserved.